Hi, I'm Mark Willett's son, and I thought I would contribute to his YouTube page and also share how I am going to replace the valve for my RV, my travel trailer that is, freshwater tank. I have a drain valve on the bottom that tended to leak quite a bit, and I lose at least half of my water in a couple days, and that's just annoying. So I have chosen to upgrade the valve and replace the valve, obviously, on my freshwater tank. And so I'm going to try to share that with you today and take you along as I repair it. I did take the valve off without thinking about it too much earlier today, and I will show you where it came off of, but it's already off, and I will just share how I'm replacing it. So I am climbing underneath my trailer, and that's probably great entertainment for you all as I smack my head, but it's part of the fun, right? Flipping the screen around here, my water drain, here's my overfill, but this is my drain for my freshwater tank. This is the valve that came off of it. It's the barb fitting actually set up inside of here. A little bit of a pain to take off, but not too bad. Just brute force got that off of there. Actually not brute force, twisting and prying. So I'm going to replace this valve. Okay, so just wanted to share here what I'm using to replace my valve for my freshwater tank, the drain that is. I'm going to use a hose barb fitting here, adapter, to go from 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch, and it's got the barb on one side and then the thread obviously on the other. Since I'm going to be using threads here to go to the valve, I'm going to use Teflon tape, always a fantastic thing to have. So that takes care of this side of the valve. Then I'm going to a 1/4 turn brass valve. It's going to be significantly heavier than this plastic valve. So I might choose to zip tie that to something. I haven't figured that out yet, but I'll see how that looks when I get there. And then obviously to connect that barb fitting to the hose, I will want to use a hose clamp to make sure I get a good solid connection and hopefully don't lose any more water. So that's pretty much what I'm doing, just a valve, Teflon tape, an adapter, and a hose clamp. I'm going to put those together and then head to the travel trailer. Okay, so now I'm going to try to install this. May take me a couple minutes, but we'll get there. So first thing I'm going with is trying to make sure that it's not too horrible to get this hose clamp on. It doesn't want to open up anymore. Of course, I should have bought one that was slightly bigger, but that's the way it usually goes, right? And I'm trying to make sure that I can get to the screw when we're done installing the barb fitting inside of the hose. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. Just kind of eyeballing. If I get that in there, I'm in a good spot. Also, now just, maybe you can't really see. I'll try to move my arm there. Just trying to persuade this into that hose. So I'm well beyond that hose. Also want to try to make sure that I'm in position so that when I go after that valve, it is in a position I can reach without too much trouble. Now, just using my nut driver to tighten up this hose clamp on the hose. And I'm hoping my hose clamp works because it's acting like it's not. So maybe something good to check before you put everything together, right? Okay, so multiple times I have screwed this up. So just word to the wise, if you get the hose clamp for the particular hose that you're looking for, don't unscrew it too much because it'll come out and then it's not something that's easy to put back together without taking completely apart again. So I think I've got it set up again where that hose clamp will work. Rotate that hose clamp where I can get to it. Take my assembly here, the Teflon tape and the adapter and the valve. Not too tight on this, obviously. Want to get this in here. Try to persuade it the best I can. See if it likes me. So far, seems to be okay. Obviously not threaded, but sometimes I like twisting and shoving. See if I can get that in there. Obviously, I can feel a little bit of that barb up ahead of that clamp, so I might have to live with that. This thing doesn't want to cooperate, because it doesn't really want to right now, despite best efforts here. Well, I'm not happy with it. Oh, I'll continue to wrangle this. Alright, so putting this fitting into this hose has turned into a real bear. I can feel the barbs up above the hose clamp, so I'm just making a decision that I know I'm inside the hose clamp with the barb fitting and a little bit beyond, so I'm going to go ahead and try to tighten this down again. And if it works this time, I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna fill my tank full of water and let it sit for a few days and make sure it doesn't empty, because it'll be at least better than what I had if it'll hold a full tank on my indicator, which, you know, is only 1/3, 2/3 and full. Well, but at least I know I'll be able to get through a couple days without missing or without losing a bunch of water. So more to come. I told you all that I'd give you an update after we did some camping trips with our camper. We did, and I just wanted to report that easily have over 500 miles on the camper, and did use the water tank, the 40-gallon water tank on my RV a few different times, emptied and then refilled on that trip, and happy to report that everything worked out great. Just thought I'd give you that update, and appreciate you watching. Thanks everyone. Have a fantastic day.